No, it's a Muslim shaitan who comes out to fight me. You know that? Where is hurting you? Why should you come to fight me now? Ridicule me for what I'm telling you. But now sickness. You see that Deedat fellow is going to get his name. Deedat says this. Now you must contradict Deedat. Yes, my brothers. Yes.
Mr. Deedat said last night and tonight that we can buy the Holy Quran and give it to our Christian brothers.
Yes.
According to what we know and we practice it,
we must have it. Right.
We do the Holy Quran.
Yes.
How do we give it to them?
Right. I will answer that. The question is, those of you who haven't heard, you see, the idea is that we ourselves, we do not hold the Quran without wudu. We must be in a state of taharat. Maybe a married man, you had sex with your wife, next morning or after that you can't hold the Quran. You must have a complete bath. These are our regulations. We must uphold them. Then what about the non-Muslim? How can you give him when he doesn't wash his backside? No, look, the objection sounds very valid. Allah tells us in the Quran, La yamassuhu illa al-mutahharun, so none shall touch it except those that are pure. When we are not in a state of purity and when we can't touch it, that guy, is he pure? He is not. How can he touch it? I said, look, your reasoning is very good. But there are two standards of judging. One is, you and I are bound by a constitution. You have to follow that constitution. The other guy is outside that constitution. Until you have him converted, as soon as he is converted, he also has to follow that constitution. But while he is outside, his intention, his niyyah, gives him that purity of receiving it. And this is not I'm trying to sell, I want to do business. Therefore I'm trying to do this, do business. Because with every Quran you buying, I'm giving you 15 rands. Wallah, 15 rands. That means, but I'll kiss your hand. I said, Jazakallah for buying it. Every Quran that I'm giving out to people is costing me 15 rands extra. I give you the Quran, you give me 5, that means out of 25 I got. And I give you 15 with it. So what's the purpose? What kind of madness is this? Why must I do that? To go to hell? No. I said, you see, I follow the example of our Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Towards his last days on earth, when he could sit back and relax, the whole of Arabia was at his feet. It was only a question of polishing them up, making them better Muslims. And relax now. Let the Sahaba, let them do the job. Not so. Allah Bari Ta'ala sends Akhi Jibreel to him towards his last days in Medina and commands him, tells him, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا كَافَّةً لِلنَّاسِ بَشِيرًا وَنَذِيرًا وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. He said, we have not sent you, O Muhammad, but as a giver of glad tidings and as a warner to the whole of mankind. Not only to the Arabs, but to the whole of mankind. وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. But the bulk of mankind, they still do not know. So what does he do? Can he start running in all directions? Has he got this, what's this? This tax machines, this TV, BBC, ABC, America, PBS, what has he got? Nothing. What is he going to do? So what he had, he did. He called the scribes, people who could read and write. He said, come. He dictated 5 letters to the Emperor of Persia, Emperor of Constantinople, the King of Egypt, the King of Yemen, and the Negus of Abyssinia. 5 letters on 5 scrolls, something like skin, like parchment. He gave one each to one Sahaba with one horse, the Arabian horse, the Mercedes-Benz of the time, BMW of the time. That's the Arabian horse. Invaluable life, one Sahaba, 1,000 miles this way, another one 1,500 that way, one across the Red Sea, 5 Sahabas. He risked their lives to go and deliver that message. And on that message, there's one in the Topkapi Museum in Turkey. I have seen it with my own eyes. It begins, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. First ayah of the Quran. It begins with the first ayah of the Quran. It says, from Muhammad Rasulullah to Heraclius, the emperor at Constantinople, accept Islam and be benefited. Then another ayah from the Quran, قُلْ يَا أَهْلَ الْكِتَابِ تَعَالَوْا إِلَىٰ كَلِمَةٍ سَوَاءٍ بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَكُمْ أَنْ لَا نَعْبُدَ إِلَّا اللَّهَ وَلَا نُشْرِكَ بِهِ شَيْئًا وَلَا يَتَّخِذَ بَعْضُنَا بَعْضًا أَرْبَابًا مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا فَقُولُوا اشْهَدُوا بِأَنَّا مُسْلِمُونَ. Then he ends in his own words and his seal. 5 letters went out like that. Allah's kalam, He is giving it to the non-Muslim. Those people had no taharat whatsoever. They didn't wash the backsides. You know that? Our Nabi didn't say, look, you go and ask the fellow. He said, look, did you have a bath? He said, no. Go, no, ghusl and come. No. He said, look, go and give it all respect. This is what our Nabi did. So, if you giving the Quran, if you are in trouble, you are in good company. If Allah will choke you up, He'll have to choke up His Nabi as well. Because He set as an example. This is what He did. So this purity, La yamassuhu illa al-mutahharun, He's on a different level. And you ask the alim, there are alims, they tell you, no, you can't give. Because it's Arabic script. That makes it holy. Alright? You can give a translation. The same fellow will tell you, you can give translation. It's alright. There are 10 million Coptic Christians in Egypt. Egyptian Christians who speak Arabic as the mother tongue. They are the original people of Egypt. These are converts to Islam. All the Egyptian Muslim, 40 million are converts from Coptic Christianity. You didn't know that? Before Islam reached Egypt, what were they? They were Coptic Christians, all. So the majority of them became Muslim, and those that remained behind, today there are 10 million Coptic Christians in Egypt. I'm asking this Sheikh, this alim, ask him, what translation will you give him? Afrikaans? Chinese? What translation? Come on, tell me now. They are Arabs, man. What translation? He said, no, I can't give you Arabic. I must give you Zulu. Does it make sense to you? Lunacy, man, lunacy. Now tell me, I said, look, here, 10 million there. In the Lebanon, there are Arab Christians. There are 15 million Arab Christians in the world. Tell me, what translation will you give them? What translation? Tell me. If our Nabi was, they say, no, we can't give him this Arabic Quran, we must have it, somebody translate it in Chinese, and then give it to him. Is that what he will do? Huh? Look, what did he do? He wrote letters in Arabic to people who couldn't read Arabic, because he couldn't help it. If he knew Greek, he would have written the first letter in Greek. To the Ethiopian, he would send in Ethiopian language. To the Yemen, he would send in the Yemenis language. No. What they knew Arabic, they wrote it in Arabic, and they sent somebody, hoping somebody will translate it for them. That's what he did. The Arabic Quran, verses he sent out, what is good for my Nabi is good enough for me. He set me an example. So if I'm in trouble, I'm in good company. You are also in good company. Yes, my brother.
Against your character, your place, your work. I don't think people have told you that. It's telling you your until now. The reason why Gallo is a priest, I don't think anybody heard about it. Then we had a community, a group of people who went into the shop and throw out all the food which were on the shelf in the fridges. The stands are allowed on the floor. They are all against this, allow food, the Muslims must eat. They don't want to sign allow in their shops anymore. What do you have to say to the people, that's what people, they are not, they can't read and write actually. You go to a shop, there is no sign, it's allowed. What do you have to say about this? If you want to know the same from the color to against the visit of the people.
Yes, I think in short, your question is that since there is a controversy at the moment, some Dutch Reformed churches, they have taken it up as an issue in the Transvaal and other places, and as you say now here, that if there's a halal label on, which satisfies us, they say, look man, then we can buy without having to give a second thought. If the price is right, if the thing that we want is there, we buy it because it's halal. Now they don't want that halal, they want to throw it out. Now how do we respond to that type of thing? Now that to me is the MJC, Muslim Judicial Council, and the Islamic Council of South Africa. These are the brains. They must supply the answers. If these Christians want to talk to me, well, I'm prepared to talk to them. So come man, talk. Where is getting stuck, this halal getting stuck in your throat? Come, talk to me. I can talk to them. But how we are going to solve this problem? I said, look, our leaders